Hi, boys and girls. Okay, once you have your picture on, you've glued all of your sentences on neatly and organized, then we are going to stitch around the outside edge of our paper, okay, to make it look like it's really a quilt that's been sewn together, okay, give it that feeling of a quilt. So, hopefully we've already talked about how to use the hole punchers. I have a couple different kinds. You're going to space them. You want at least 2 finger spaces between each of your holes, okay? So don't get them too close together, otherwise you will not get to use the thick neon yarn. You'll instead be using the thinner yarn because you will have to, it'll take so much to get through that, okay? The other thing that you need to know before you start stitching is it may be hard to get this through the hole. So I have some little plastic needles that you can use. But again, it's kind of hard to get this through the eye of the needle. So if you take a little piece of paper, you can fold it in half. Make sure first that that paper will fit through the eye of your needle, okay? And then if you get it the right size, which is just kind of a long rectangle folded in half, you should be able to lay your yarn into your rectangle, and then it will help you, oops, and pull this back a little bit. You don't want to be able to, you don't want to see any of your yarn, so pinch it in there. Poke it through, and then you can use that every time you need to get it back through here, okay? So now I'm ready to start stitching, and I want to start by taping the opposite end. So this is the end, and this is the top end. I'm leaving a little tail here just so that it doesn't slip out of my needle. You're going to tape this to the back of your paper. Okay, you need a little piece of tape. You're just going to tape this down near, I'm taping it down near a corner because I know I'm going to start right here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go through this hole right here. So tape it near the corner and then pull it through all the way through. Okay. And you don't want to waste too much or you won't make it all the way around. Actually, that's kind of far away. I'm going to move that a little bit closer to my corner because I want to have enough yarn to make it all the way around. Okay. Now, you can see that I have gone down. I want to come back up. So poke it up and then pull it all the way through. And check to make sure, I'm going to flip it over here. Check to make sure you got all of it. It's not like all wadded up back here in a knot, okay? Then you're going to go down, pull it all the way through. And then I'm going to come back up again. So I went down through that hole, so that means I need to come back up. Oh, ooh, I told there's a knot there, so it goes gently, because that you don't want to get a knot in your yarn. If you do, it's probably because you went too fast, and that's going to mess up my yarn. I wish I'd gone slower. There, what happened is a loop got stuck inside. There we go. All right, just pull slowly all the way through. Okay, so I figured out a little trick to make it go a little smoother or faster, is if you could poke your needle down and then bring your needle back up the next hole and pull it through, and it's like you get 2 each time. Then the last thing you're going to do, and I just noticed that this is going to make me end up on the other side, so I'm going to have to punch one more hole here because I don't want to end up with my yarn on the front side. So I'm just going to pick a place kind of right in the middle here, and I'm going to go down that one and up this one, and then I actually have a little bit of yarn left. So any yarn you have left, I do want you to bring back to Mrs. Walker's. You're going to snip off that yarn and then tuck it under your tape. There we go. And then this gets returned to Mrs. Walker, extra yarn gets returned to Mrs. Walker, and tidy up your space. We're going to take a picture of this, so you're going to stack this in the finished pile. Now, is mine finished? No, I'm done stitching, but what do I still not have done in the middle? Yeah, I need my picture, and all of those. So you guys are going to do the picture and the words first, and then those of you that get done will be able to do some stitching around the outside. Okay? And remember, all those art materials need to get put away when you are done. And you can share this with a friend, somebody who maybe hasn't done the stitching yet. You can just share that with them. So, because that really, you only need it just that one time to thread your needle, right? It's a great tool. Call it a magic needle threader.